Hi, I'm Victor, the main organizer of the Full Stack Flutter conference. On this channel we publish the best talks from the conference every week throughout the year, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. I'm also the founder of ServerPod, so if you want to build your backend in Dart, make sure to check that out too. Sasha Denisov is an experienced software developer and chief software engineer at EPAM. He's a Google developer expert in Flutter and Dart. In this talk, he will walk us through what it takes to get Flutter running on an Apple TV. Let's go!
Hello everyone! I'm very excited to be here today at this cool online full stack Flutter conference. Today, I'll talk to you about Flutter on Apple TV. Hold on, you might be thinking. But Flutter doesn't support Apple TV. Only 6 platforms: iOS, Android, Web, Linux, Windows, and macOS. Well, you can also run it on Android TV, but that's because it's also Android, while Apple TV is not an iOS. There is tvOS. But what if I told you that it is possible to run a Flutter application on Apple TV? And it's not even that difficult. Okay, I'm not going to just tell you. I'm going to show you how to do it. So, welcome, Flutter on Apple TV, a practical guide. But before we started, a few words about myself. My name is Sasha Denisov. I work for EPAM as a chief software engineer and a head of Flutter competency. Also, I'm Flutter and RGD and co-organizer of Flutter Berlin community. There is a link to my Twitter. Welcome. And always welcome to our Flutter Berlin meetups. Okay, let's get started. So, some time ago, we received a request to develop a Flutter application that will be truly multi-platform. We had to create an application that will use a single code base, the same services, and one UI kit, but will work on 9 different platforms simultaneously. 5 of these platforms were TV platforms: Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Tizen, and WebOS. None of these platforms are officially supported by Flutter. Well, it was a great challenge, and of course we accepted it. It was really, really interesting time. We even had to fork the Flutter engine and make some small changes to get it to work on Apple TV. By the way, the application is now in production. Actually, I won't focus on all platforms today, as the topic of today's presentation is Apple TV. And also, I'm not going to go to the details of how we have bit updated Flutter to run it on tvOS today, as I already explained this approach step by step last year at FlutterCon. I will provide a link to the recording of that talk, and you can easily watch it. Today, we will focus on the practical part. And why? Because I often receive requests to show how to do this with a real example. So that's what I will be doing today. By the way, this year at FlutterCon, I will conduct a workshop dedicated to Flutter development for TV platforms. So I look forward to seeing you there. We will try out everything I showed today together. So to demonstrate the full potential of multi-platform development, I have prepared a sample application with a responsive UI that works and looks great on mobile, tablets, and web. It's a simple movie catalog where you can select a movie, view its details, and even play trailers to demonstrate playback feature, of course. You can follow the link to clone the sample repository. So what is there? There is a clean architecture. So services are separated from business logic and UI, and making it easy to maintain and update. For example, one of the planned updates is to migrate the sample app to Firebase serverless backend, as currently this application works with Firebase only on official platforms. There's a separate branch with Firebase support. You can take a look, by the way. So what else? State management is blocked. Hi, Felix, if you're watching this. Additionally, integrated the shared preference and video player packages to demonstrate abilities to store data and play video. I had to fork and a bit update these packages because they didn't work out of the box on Apple TV. So, as I mentioned, one of the future plans is to integrate Firebase. Looks like I will need to fork Firebase plugins too. And most important, there is a guide on how to run this project on Apple TV. So let's just follow that guide right now. As I mentioned earlier, we had to fork the Flutter engine to get it to work on tvOS. Last year, I talked about how to build a custom engine, but you don't have to do that. I've already built the engine for you. You just need to download the build. I recently updated it to version 3.19.6, the latest version at the time. Just follow the link, go to correct folder, and download the necessary files. Actually, which files are necessary? Different combinations of files are required for various types of simulators and builds. You always need one iOS file and one host file. If you have a new Mac with an ARM64 CPU and you plan to run it on a simulator, you will need these files. If you have an older Mac, then you will need these files for simulator. If you have a new Mac and would like to run it on a real device in debug mode, then these files are required. And finally, if you want to build a release, then use these files. Got the logic? Or you can download everything for your CPU type and not worry, if you have enough space, of course. And one more, don't forget to unzip the archives after downloading them. There are archives. Okay, now you need to open the run Apple TV script file in the scripts folder and specify the correct path to the folder where you just downloaded the custom engine. Then run the script. After the script runs, it will open Xcode for you. Then just click the run button. And that's it. Just make sure that you selected the simulator or real device you want to use and choose the build type. The default is debug, but you can change it to release if you wish. So now it's show time or practice time, whatever you prefer to call it. I'm going to go through all the steps myself and demonstrate them to you. So we shouldn't miss anything. Okay. First, I clone my repository. While it's cloning, Flutter uh, full stack. Okay, while it's cloning, let's take a look uh, where its folder where I downloaded and unpacked the custom engine. Yeah, this is engine out, and you see iOS debug sim unopt ARM64 and host debug unopt ARM64. Okay, so I downloaded them and unpacked and then removed archives themselves. Okay, 61%. I also downloaded iOS debug unopt. It's for running on real device. But today I will demonstrate you how to run it on simulator because I'm I'm recording my screen. Okay, done. So let's go through the next steps. Now we should go to the script folder and update path to the engine. Okay, where it's Flutter full stack, Flutter TV, scripts folder, run AppleTV script, open with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so to be honest, I don't have to change anything here because I downloaded engine to the exactly specified folder, but you probably should. So now we just need to run the script. I will run it on simulator. So as you see, simulator is the default option. I don't need to specify any parameter. But if you would like to run it on a real device and debug on release mode, or if you have older Mac, you should specify parameters listed here. Okay. Let's take a look at what is happening. So first, we do Flutter clean, then download dependencies, and then make build for iOS. So you see, it's running Xcode build. Then build will done. We change target from iOS to tvOS using switch target script. Then we should again download dependencies, this time for tvOS, then run pod install, and set proper Flutter custom engine, and set this proper Flutter custom engine as a parameter to Xcode, and open Xcode. You see, it's open it. Then choose simulator and run. Now we should wait while it's building. Not very long. Yeah, hooray! It works. Let's take a look where it is. Yeah, running. Wow, voila! You can go through the movies using a remote control unit if you use real device, or arrows, keyboard arrows if you work on simulator. So you can try to repeat all these steps on your own laptops. and the same result. And I will get back to slides. So what I wanted to add one more thing. My team recently participated in the Global Gamers Challenge, where we presented a sustainability game called Recycle. In this game, you learn how to sort garbage correctly through free trivia games, Catcher, Clicker, and Finder. And then you can craft artifacts from the sorted waste. Here is the link to the game. You can try playing and craft something cool. Now you can play on iOS, Android, and web. But that is not the main point. The main point is that we have decided to port our game to TV platforms. So soon you can expect support for Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Tizen, and WebOS. We will figure out how packages for casual games like Flame work at TV platforms. And we'll add support of remote control units, of course. So stay tuned for updates. And of course, once the porting is complete, we will publish everything in the stores and you will be able to play from your TV. Well, it looks like I've shown everything I wanted to. It was quite brief, but now you can try it yourself and ask me any questions offline. Or you can come to my workshop where we'll go through all the questions and issues in detail. There are links to my Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub, and as I mentioned in the beginning, the link to my talk at last year FlutterCon. So thank you for your attention, and see you.